because I come from Montreal, Canada. We speak French in my city. That's right. And I'm a concierge. Work behind the desk in a hotel lobby. Everybody knows what a concierge is, correct? Correct. I'm a concierge at the Sofitel in Montreal, but I'm also in charge of the Concierge Association around the world. We are a group that we do all the same job, but we meet monthly in every region, in every city, in every destination, where we exchange everything we do every day. Now, what does a concierge do every day behind the desk? We do reservations. I mean, I'll let you say a few words. Somebody, I know the assembly wanted to say something. What does a concierge do?
Right. Deals with Casale reservations.
That's right. That's right. Reservations, limousine reservation, restaurant reservation, car rentals. Madame wants flowers in her room. We'll get the flowers out. Anything, I say always this, anything that's legal and moral will get it for you. Concierge will get it for you. So we do that every day. Then when we get together, what do we talk about? We talk about the suppliers. The people bring us all the everything that we need, the services that we need for our guests. We talk about the gentleman who brought us the tickets for the concert, for the opera concert, for the rugby game, for the anything our guests, whatever makes our guests happy. We talk about these suppliers and we say what's good and what's not good. By sharing information, exactly like in this room, we can improve our service, because then we hear about our colleagues who's gotten a better service from this new supplier, from this new florist, from this new delivery company, whatever. And we share that on a local level, on a national level, and on an international level. And today I'm here simply because I participated at the national AGM, the annual general meeting of Les Clédors Australia. The concierges of Australia met this weekend, starting Friday, and they exchanged, again, all this information between them, which makes them stronger. And this gentleman next to me is the president of the association in Australia, Mr. Michael Anderson, who works at the Observatory Hotel. Maybe, I don't know,
yeah,
say a few words
about it.
Okay, that's it.
It's interesting, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for having us here this morning. And as Madame President has pointed out, you've got an idea of what concierge do now. One of the most important things that we do, and it's something that's very relevant to you all when you go out into the industry, is we engage. So what we do is we engage with our guests. And without any level of engagement, we can't facilitate what they want. So you talk about the emotional dynamic of that engagement. So how do you draw people in? Because we're concierge, and what we want the guests to come to us and to come and see us and invite them into us. You often find, and I would hope, it's a great shame that architects tend to build hotels, not hoteliers. You know, I'm a great believer that a concierge desk should be near the front door of the hotel. They're not always there, but they should be. Because we should be the first to greet and the last to see. You know, a very, very important role. Now, and I don't know if you've ever sort of studied anything about human dynamics, but you know, when you meet your friends or when you socialise with your friends or you meet people, you tend to make impressions of them in about the first, they say, 7 or 8 seconds. So we are very, very important. One of the things, how do you engage, how do you invite people in, how do you draw people in? Creation of empathy, okay? So how do you understand what people want? How do I facilitate? If, for example, you were to come and see me and you're asking me for something, how do I facilitate what you want? How do I understand what you want? How I understand it is by forming an emotional connection with you. Now, there are various different techniques and ways to do that. Some of them are subtle. Some of them you do all the time. You don't actually realise you do it. You would do it in your normal interaction with people, but you just may not realise you actually do it. But they're very important things. So that's what we are. The concierge, we're all embracing what hopefully we want you guys, you know, we want our guests to come in and see us. You know, many, many years ago, if you imagine the great, there was a, you know, absolutely great concierge of Europe. you know, in some ways they could have even been a little bit standoffish, weren't they? They were a little bit, you know, people were almost sort of scared to see these guys and their careers and that sort of thing. And I mean, times have changed and that sort of thing, which is fantastic. But as Virginia says, you know, what we do is we facilitate. The strength of what we do is our network. We have about 3,500 members worldwide. So we have a global resource that we can draw upon. Virginia mentioned the AGM. This was our 30th AGM. So we, as an organisation attached to the international body, which is UICH, have been in Australia for 30 years. You know, the Australian concierge have a very good reputation internationally. You know, I'm a career concierge. I've been doing this for many, many years. And it's something that I absolutely love. And it's, you know, this is a great industry. I mean, you know, I know you're first year students and I hope you enjoy the opportunity and come into the industry because it's fantastic. It offers so much to people and you know, being able to work with people, you know, closely, one-on-one, to be able to make people's day, to be able to make people happy, to be able to facilitate things for people, you know, and make a difference in their life. That's a really great gift. Yeah, I don't want to remember on too much.
But that's, and I'm going to add, you can have the most beautiful palace in the world, you know? Like you see the Burj Al Arab, the one that opened up in Dubai. Everybody's seen pictures of that hotel, right? 7 stars. But then you don't have a human factor. You don't have to smile. You don't have that empathy that's there to service you. If you don't have that, well, you can have the most beautiful palace in the world, and you don't have a hotel. You don't have that. And this is what we do. This is what maybe one day one of you might do. And that comes from when you serve from the heart. It's not an automatic thing. Like Michael said, is empathy. You need to read your guests, understand their desires. Sometimes try to see what they would like and anticipate what they would like. And that what makes the whole difference. Because that guest, when he leaves the front door and he says goodbye, you have won him over, and he will be a return guest, God willing, one day, and will bring more. That's really our role. What else can you say? I mean, that's just a little introduction. Do you have any questions? Yes, yeah.
Did you start out as a concierge in the hotel?
Yes, I did. Many, many years ago, I was studying languages and literature. I wanted to be a teacher. And in 2004, while I was attending McGill University, I was looking for a part-time job, a job that would help me pay my studies. And there was the Hyatt Regency, not too far from the university, and I applied to work in the restaurant, to be a hostess. There was a hostess position. And I believed that the hostess position was in the restaurant. However, when they called me for an interview, I passed a couple of interviews, and one of them was with the front office manager. And I started to say to myself, I don't know much about the hotel industry, but the front office who's passing me an interview, this position of hostess doesn't sound too much for the restaurant. And slowly I found out that the position was on an executive floor, was a concierge position. But they just called it hostess because we took care of 25 rooms out of 750 rooms. We were very personalized with these guests. We had breakfast and cocktails in the afternoon, plus the concierge, personalized service. This is where I was hired for 2 days a week. I used to do my weekends there, 12 hours a day. The concierge job is a demanding job. We work 7 days a week. We work very long hours. So I happened to be hired just for the weekend. And I must tell you, in 6 months, I fell in love with the profession. And then I went to the downstairs concierge desk because it was all related to me, all in one department. And then I started to work full time as a concierge, and I never came out of the industry. But I did not study that. No, there was no courses. I learned the profession as I studied, as by working to my colleagues in the profession. I must tell you, I had the pleasure, however, of teaching it in the 90s in Montreal. I had the pleasure of now going not too long ago in our institute in Montreal, our Hotel Institute, Tourism and Hotel Institute. I spent 2 days with the students, and it was wonderful. It was just absolutely wonderful because, of course, I have so many anecdotes to tell you besides talking to you about the profession. And I know myself, or I know even my colleague, and a lot of our colleagues could definitely, share a lot with you. Because it's not only the text that you have, it's the experiences that we can share and learn from them, and maybe inspire you to take this field. Michael, what would you,